We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You are listening to The Underground Marketing Conspiracy, a secret ritual where entrepreneurs acquire highly classified and confidential business knowledge that the top 1% of income earners don't want you to know. And now, your host, Maddie Milligan.
What is going on, my fellow conspirator and conspirators? Welcome to the Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long day. So today I want to talk really quickly about, firstly, why I called this show the Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Secondly, I want to expose some of the business models you're going to see to prevent yourself from being scammed by fraudsters and swindlers and snake oil salesmen. Ooh. So why did I call the show the Underground Marketing Conspiracy first? Well, I've always seen these people who've made money online the last few years, probably the last 10 years or so, right? It's been a really big thing. You see all these online gurus, I guess you call them, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever they are. And they're telling you, hey, what's up? Look at me. I got these results. Check out my yacht, yo. Check out my mansion. Check out my Lambo, my Ferrari. Check out my Rolex, my Gucci. And it just makes me roll my eyes when I see these people. Most of the time, they're trying to sell you on a new opportunity, which is usually some sort of information product like a course. And I have nothing against selling courses. There's awesome courses I've bought. I bought some courses, though, that haven't made me any money, or the people running them haven't been necessarily the kindest people, and they just make fun of you, and you implement what they say, and you don't get the results, and then the other coaches just tell you that you're not following the systems properly and you're not implementing enough. And that's cool, man. I totally understand, right? And a lot of people, especially when they buy courses, it's like, how do I find the time? People have a family, right? They have a full-time job. They have duties and obligations, right? They have bills to pay. And they're just trying to figure out a way to make enough income to get out of the rat race, to leave the 9-to-5, to escape the day-to-day mundane life that they've been living, right? And these are kind of my people. I relate to these people a lot because that was me. There's other people out there who, they don't mind doing that. They don't mind working those jobs. Sure, they complain a lot about the job, and they complain a lot about other things too, like their boss and maybe their coworkers, and they say they're not getting paid enough. But you live right now in 2020 in one of the best times to be alive, right? I don't think there's ever been a time that's been better to be alive in the history of man. There's all sorts of problems, sure, but when you look at things, diseases are going down, right? We live in a time when people are living longer than ever. They're making more money than ever. There's more opportunity out there than ever before, right? But again, there's these people. I kind of make it the analogy to Grand Theft Auto, right? In Grand Theft Auto, you're the main player, and you're kind of going through the world, doing your thing, you know, obviously trying to make money. And, you know, in Grand Theft Auto, obviously you're like robbing cars and killing people. That's a whole other story. But then there's the NPCs, right? These non-playing characters. And these are the people who, you know, you interact with, but they're not necessarily thinking, right? They're just kind of these robots and zombies who are programmed to do certain things and not even think for themselves, right? And if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say that probably, and this is probably going to sound mean, a lot of people are going to dislike me for this, I'd say that probably like 80 to 90% of people are kind of like that, right? But if you listen to my podcast, you're probably not one of those people, because you have to be, I think, a thinking man to actually be into internet marketing and to actually at least give it a try, right? To give it a chance and to keep at it when you fail. Because if anyone ever tells you they've started internet marketing and they've succeeded right away, they're lying to you, all right? It's complete garbage. But again, a lot of these internet marketers you see, they're just trying to sell you your course. So here's a story for you. One of my strategies, as I've talked about before, for acquiring clients is organic traffic, right? So I just go out and network with people, right? I'll like comment on their stuff and, bring them some value. And then I'll be like, hey man, I'm going to send you a friend request. Or sometimes I'll just send it and then we're friends now. It's like, cool, man, we tight now. All right. And then from there, I'm going to kind of go to their profile, comment on a few of their things. Usually I'm going to let them message me. If not, at some point, I'm probably going to be like, hey, I've interacted with this dude. Like, I should probably say hi at some point. So I'm usually going to shoot them a quick message, like a direct message, private message. And sometimes I'll leave an audio, sometimes I won't. But I'm usually just going to be like, hey, man, what's up? Or, hey, girl, what's up? No, I don't say that. I'm usually like, hey, how are you? So that's kind of my strategy, right? So I'm on this group today, a huge group. There's like 225,000 people in this one group. And this guy posts something about drop shipping. And again, you've heard my old model where I'm like, it's not going to work anymore. Like, using Facebook ads is what everyone's doing, right? Like, how many websites are there out there? There's probably like 30 million websites at least out there. And if you know the accurate number, send me a message. I'd really like to know if you and see your data to kind of get an idea for that. So there's so many websites out there, and what's the number one tool that everyone uses these days for traffic? It's Facebook ads. I'm going to run some Facebook ads. And then again, for drop shipping, what do? It's like, oh, cool. Set up an e-com store, import a bunch of products from AliExpress, and then, start running some ads for $5, $10 a day and pray it works. And I've talked about this before. It's not going to work, all right? It might have worked in the past, but it's not going to work now. It's not going to work in the future. So on this post, I kind of started commenting at this guy, right? I was throwing rocks at the guy, being like, all right, dude, like, this isn't going to work. And there were so many people there being like, hey, like, I want to learn more information. And I looked through his whole thing and I'm like, oh man, how have people not seen this before? Like, they haven't seen it at this point. And again, I've bought a couple of drop shipping courses. That's how I originally started my job or got into drop shipping. Was I bought a course. It was like $9.97. I made enough money to break even with that, but I kind of saw how competitive it was and that there were so many other people out there. But again, my biggest thing was that it took so long for people to get their products. It was my biggest beef. And again, these are products from China. One of my problems right now with China, nothing against them, but there's two entrepreneurs, they call them the Michaels here in Canada, and they've been stuck over in China for 18 months, all right? And my government hasn't done anything about that, all right? I don't want to get too political. I could get political because I went to university and I took poli-sci as a minor, and I majored in writing. But I kind of have a beef with that right now, all right? So anytime I'm like, okay, I should go to China, I'm like, well, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a white guy. And I'm going to go over to China and I have a very Christian name. It starts with the same letters M as they do. Like, something bad could probably happen to me. So I'm not going to be making any trips over there, right? I don't really want to do business with them because, again, we're stuck in the middle. There's this whole Huawei situation as well, which is happening as well between Canada and the US. And Canada's in the middle of so many things right now. I fear so much for the future of my country. And yeah, we're all over the place today in today's episode, all right? So one of my things, though, is I want to expose a lot of these gurus. I don't want to talk and share any specific ones, all right, because I don't want to get sued or be liable for anything, but I want to just give you guys a couple of ideas, all right? So with this dropshipping thing, I was talking with this guy, and then suddenly I'm like commenting and it goes blank, and I'm like, what happened? Did like my Facebook account get shut down? What happened? And so this guy blocked me, and he blocked me from seeing the post, and he unfriended me, and I'm like, okay, all right. Clearly this guy is a scammer. This guy's a scammer. It was like a red flag. So I got one of my pals to be like, hey man, can you go and check this guy's profile and just see some stuff? And sure enough, he goes on there and there's all these people being like, this guy's a scam, this guy's a scam, this guy's a scam. Like, you're using fake bots for all of your stuff. You're using fake AI. Like, your course stinks, right? And it's like, you never share real results. Like, all of your reviews are fake. So I'm just like, oh man. So I vented a little bit on my own personal Facebook page about the whole thing. And I've talked about this before. Brand Warfare, this program I've been promoting. And again, I'm an affiliate, so if you sign up for it, I do make money off of that, all right? But when I saw it, it was already the stuff where I'm like, okay, if I were to start over and I was to start over with any kind of business, right? And the same stuff doesn't necessarily just work for e-commerce. It can work for service-based businesses. It can work even if you're a full-time job and you're in sales, if you sell insurance, really anything, right? It's just, again, that organic networking strategy, which is why And I saw this dude, I'm like, okay, what he teaches is legit. He has the results to prove it. It's all the stuff that he does. He's built a couple of brands and flipped them. He's a legitimate dude. Like, I'm going to invest my money first and see if it works before I start it. And again, I've invested. I haven't made all my money back yet because it's the most expensive program I've ever bought, right? Like $10K US. 10 freaking K US. Some people $1,000, like, oh my God, $1,000. So I know I told you 10K, you're probably like, and honestly, that's not that much money, right? To me, $100 trillion is a lot of money. Just had to take a sip of water there because I'm getting a little scratchy throated. So back to this guy with his post. There were so many people out there that I know commented on that post. I know he direct messages them. I know they're going to sign up for his mastermind and his course. And I feel really bad about it. And I want to save them. And that's why I created this show. That's why I left my job. Because I want to kind of steer people away from all the fakeness out there, right? There's a few business models where I think that they're really saturated. Like, I always talk about this. It's like coaches and consultants who teach other coaches and consultants how to get more coaching and consulting clients for their coaching and consulting business. That's one. The other one is, I'm going to show you a course on how to sell courses. And then, of course, again, drop shipping products from China. That's a whole other one. So I don't think a lot of these businesses are going to work anymore. I mean, even chatbots, I'm still just so iffy on them. I interviewed this guy Jimmy Coleman, and we talked today and it'll be on my episode on Saturday when I release the interview. But he was like, yeah, I think a lot of this stuff, like, people just want more human interaction. That's what we're going to see the next decade, and I completely agree. I think AI is going to be huge, but I think those more off of the internet, in person, and just quick messages, that's really the future when it comes to how business is going to be done, right? Peer-to-peer selling online. So that's kind of the future. When it comes to why I called this show, though, the Underground Marketing Conspiracy, again, I really want to just show people that it's possible, right? You're going to fail the first time. You're probably going to fail the first 10 times, all right? Just like me. I failed my butt off. Like I've failed more. But the benefit is, again, you're going to be in action. All right. Action is the most important thing. You can go out there and consume all the information, and it's never been easier to get information than ever before, right? Education and information is so abundant right now. When I see in my province teachers going on strike, it kind of peeves me a little bit. And you want to know why? Because information is so freaking abundant, like I just said before. All right. These teachers don't realize that. I'd say now we live in the attention age, but we're in one of the biggest phases where there's so much information on there. Like, there's teachers absolutely everywhere. And these teachers, I don't know what they're teaching kids. I never liked school. I never liked what a lot of the teachers talked about. I never liked the way that they kind of treated people. And I just didn't like the environment, these dirty classes. Like, the public system, I think, really needs a facelift, all right? So I want to kind of empower people again. If you are serious about building a business, it's going to take you a while. You're going to try things, you're going to fail, but at least you're trying. At least you're in the game, all right? At least you're a player. You're the dude in Grand Theft Auto who's running things. You're not one of these NPCs I just talked about, okay? I want to end this too with a quote that someone told me yesterday, and I posted on my Instagram too, and it's this: ignorance on fire always beats knowledge on ice. So what does that mean? Well, that can mean a few things to different people, but to me it means go out there, fail imperfectly. All right? You might have all this knowledge and stuff, but knowledge is just that, and wisdom is just that. If you're not actually implementing things, you're never going to actually get the results that you want. All right? So go out there, fail imperfectly, and then try again. And I guarantee you will eventually succeed. Man. And the last thing that I really just want to say is, again, the reason why I really call this show The Underground Marketing Conspiracy is because there's so many of these, there's like this underground society of people who network together. They're like this syndicate, and they all have their little groups, and they all plan things out with their strategies, right? They're all working in their little networks. They all share information privately, and they set up all of these different systems. They're so organized too. I saw one today where there was a few of them where they planned something out for this one live, and I get in there and there was already 500 people watching this one Facebook Live for something where there was clearly going to be a pitch at the end. I was like, wow, like, okay, they executed this perfectly. Like, they got together, they changed all their banners and stuff like that, and they gave it to all their people as affiliates, and they basically promoted this one event for the last 2 weeks, like everything for the last 2 weeks, first 2 weeks of the new year leading up to this one event, and then everyone showed up. And I was like, okay, they're like a little, internet secret society, right? But you yourself, you have the power to create your own secret society. We're going to get a little conspiratorial, and I'm sure this is going to get banned from YouTube and maybe a couple of the other ones. I don't really mind, but my brother specifically, he's always like, oh, these underground, there's all these societies and like they're all working together. Oh, and it's like, I'm always like, cool, man. You know what you should do? You should go out and create your own secret society. That's what you should do. You should go out there and be like, yeah, you know what? Screw those people. I'm going to go out and create my own secret society, right? I'm going to recruit my own people, and we're going to build our own little, like, cult or Illuminati or whatever, right? Shouldn't use either of those words, but whatever. I'm a little bit tired. I'm very frustrated. Very long day. So that's really why I call the show The Underground Marketing Conspiracy, right? I want to just show people that it's possible to make money online. All right, build a freedom business, escape your 9-to-5 rat race, cubicle, day job of doom, because I've been there, dude. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to go in this subway car where you can't even breathe, right? Where people are rubbing up against you, where you have to wait for 4 or 5 subway cars just to get on, and then ride to work, and then go into this cubicle where there's even less space and take inbound phone calls from people, right, who are angry and upset. And then you have to empathize with them. I know how it feels, dude. I've worked boring day jobs. I totally know what it feels like, which is why I created this show. And again, I want to show those people what to do, but I also want to show them what not to do and show them who are the real people to actually follow online. So that's kind of my goal with this show. I've tried to end this episode multiple times, so we're just going to end it right here, right now. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. If you did, I want you to consider subscribing. I want you to consider leaving a review as well, giving me some feedback. Maybe you have some topics or ideas, or you disagree with me, or you dislike me, or you think I'm a weird dude. Email them to undergroundmarketingconspiracy@gmail.com. My name is Matty Milligan. You can find out more about me if you want to visit my main funnel hub at mattymilligan.com. And I will see you next time on another episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Woo!